Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Today we have finished the last Simulacrum run. So if you remember, a couple days ago I posted that I will do 60 Simulacrum runs because I want to find out with this science project if we're gonna make profit. I mean, that's kind of obvious that we're gonna make profit, but how much profit it is? What were the drops that we get? What was like the chaos per hour? Is it actually profitable? Or should you just, once you have the 300 splinters through mapping, should you just sell the Simulacrum on its own because it's just not worth the time? So we're gonna do all of that today. The full footage here, what drops we had, like everything sorted out, everything price checked. As good as I can, and I want to share this with you guys. But before we start into all this calculation stuff, right, I would really ask you one last time, please, if you feel free to subscribe to the channel. We're really close to hitting the 100,000 subscriber mark. We are currently on like 91,527.3 because... Never mind. Good. So, I would really be happy if you would hit the subscribe button, but only if you like the content that I'm bringing for your entertainment, basically, or for our general knowledge, basically, right? The science projects here. And yeah, as I said, this is the last time I'm asking you because we are surely gonna hit it quite soon, and I'm just happy. This is a goal that I've been working on for the past 11 years. And yeah, we're gonna crack it pretty soon, so thank you very much in advance. Good, so let's start into this whole thing here, right? So we're gonna pull up my good old Path of Exile patch 1.10 nowadays. We ran the 60 simulacrums. I bought 90 chaos. It was like 5 days ago. We bought the 60 simulacrums for like 90 chaos each. With today's Exalt exchange ratio of 133 today, we spent about 40 Exalts for getting a full inventory of the Simulacrums. So we're gonna go over the currency, the catalysts, the fragments, prophecies, blighted oils, divination card, essence, fossils, maps, breachstone plus incubators, and trades, or better said, big drops that we had. And in the end, we're gonna see a final result. We're gonna subtract these spendings, and then we're gonna see how much profit do we make, and also like how many chaos per hour that would be in total. But first of all, I want to talk a little bit about the Simulacrum itself. How did I enjoy this science project? So it is actually quite fun. I gotta say, if you ever played Grim Dawn, it feels like the Crucible. You know, you have your waves, and in the end you get your loot. So it's pretty cool at this point. We started this whole journey at level 93, and currently we're 97.5. Although I have to admit, I did die quite often, to be honest. So if we go over the deaths here, so while I was doing this project, I've done a bazillion, okay, not a bazillion, but about 30-40 Awakener carries as well. So 2 deaths I did had on the Awakener carry for some reason. But whatever, that means we are left with 7 deaths throughout the 60 simulacrums. All of those were wave 2020 fully cleared. And I did, if you see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times out of 7 times I got one-shotted by Kosis, and 1 time I got one-shotted by the Omni... whatever it's called, you know, I just wrote Omni because this is something I can remember. So, and this basically tells us, if you check the waves 2018, 2020, 2017, 20, that also shows that the waves above 17, or let's say 18, are getting ridiculous. So if I would get a scale, when I say like, okay, a Simulacrum has 20 waves, how does it feel like? So I'm gonna say the first 12 waves are pretty much a waste of time. There is rarely something good dropping. You're one-shotting everything. Even if there is a boss on wave 12 or so appearing, if I shoot my essence drain and just killing off the monsters, at the end the boss is dead and I didn't even see him because they are dying that fast, you know? The most profitable waves are what I would say 13 to 18. In this frame here, you're gonna kill a lot of monsters and get a lot of loot. And as you see above wave 18, the mods are getting ridiculous, and sometimes when there's like a wave 20, okay, the bosses do have some ridiculous amounts of life, and sometimes I'm playing a chaos build, monsters have 40% increased chaos resistance, and if you have wave 20 with extra chaos resistance and double bosses on top of that, it takes really long. and you will not probably be always able to kill all the waves, so you're probably gonna have less loot drops in general from wave 18 plus, because the monsters are much more tankier. And I wanna also admit that my build is not the perfect build in Simulacrum, okay? I think my build is very, very good in Simulacrum. It kills super fast and is pretty much safe. But I also know, or if you know yourself, your build is better than mine performing in the Simulacrum, then you can expect more profit. If you say, okay, I'm probably not as fast as you, then you have to expect a little bit less profit. But this is just a personal video. This is my science project. I ran those 60 waves, 60 Simulacrums with my Trickster, Essence Drain, Chaos Slinger. Build guide is uploaded yesterday or 2 days ago. So if you want to check this one out, and I'm also gonna update the path of building in the description of this video, because we changed from the build guide a couple parts of the build as well. Good, that's for that. Let's take a look at the profit. So first of all, we're gonna start with the currency. This is basically everything that is in here, and I removed all kinds of shards and alterations, wisdom scrolls, everything that is like not really mandatory at all. And we're gonna take a look at the write-downs here, and we have about 12,000 chaos made just with the currency tab itself, okay? So we're gonna just add this one over here. And as you see, we made 90 exalts just from the currency tab, which already pays off for our, let's just write this one minus this one. So we actually see where is my profit at the moment. So this divided by 133. So this is basically the actual profit that I have, because my spendings, my, how you say, the investment is already subtracted from this number. So I made 90 exalts minus the 40 over here. So we're currently at 50 exalts profit, okay? I want to also mention, how does Simulacrum feel like? So I was not doing it as fast as the Burial Chambers. I was not playing 10 hours, 12 hours per day, but it's kind of similar to the Burial Chamber in terms of the time investment. I was running 12 runs per day for the past 5 days. That means I would say approximately 20-25 minutes per Simulacrum, but you're also going to count in a couple minutes, because cleaning up the quad tabs and stuff like that takes quite some time. So I would say 30 minutes per Simulacrum means 12 Simulacrums per day is 6 hours times 5 days is exactly about 30 hours in average what I spent in the Simulacrum, which is for some reason the exact same amount of time that I spent in Burial Chambers as well. So if you watched my Burial Chamber Science project, you know you can compare these numbers as well. Good. So as I said, about 6 hours per day of grinding. So what I remember, if I take a look at my other write-down here, probably cannot find it right now, but what I know is on the first day of Simulacrum, after the first 12 Simulacrums, I was having about 40 exalts in my stash based on what I found. That means from the 60 Simulacrums that I bought on the first day after 12 runs, I already paid off all the 60 stones, okay? So I knew basically in the next 4 days, whatever we're gonna find, we're gonna make profit with this one. So it's just about how much chaos per hour is it actually, because running Simulacrums, running Delve, running maps, it does not really matter. As long as you're active, you're gonna make currency. The question is, how much is it in the end? So let's take a look at the catalysts. We found a shit ton of catalysts, like 738 of these ones, then 391 of this. So we're just gonna add here the catalyst value, which is about another 1010 chaos basically on the catalysts. Then next tab here is fragments, and holy moly, you're gonna find a shit ton of stuff in there. Just take a look at the scarabs, dudes. It's about, I don't know, like 500-600 scarabs or something. You have hundreds of splinters and bridgestones. You're gonna find everything. I have more than 1,000, probably 1,500 sacrificial fragments. We found a full shaper set. We found multiple full Uberat series sets. We found elder sets. For one weird reason, I did not find a single divine vessel. It's not like it's mandatory or something, but I was just curious why this doesn't drop. I mean, these ones here drop from Prophecies. These one is Shaper drops and Elder drops. This is the Uber Elder set. So that makes sense, you know? But if you're gonna take a look at all of these scarabs here and stuff, we're gonna add another, what is it? God, that was so, it took quite a time to price check. Another 4,600 chaos based on fragments and scarabs and so on. So this tab alone here, if we divide this quickly by 133, is about 35 exalts worth of fragments and scarabs and whatnot. And I do have to mention, all of the price checks that I have done here are single price checks, okay? So if I do a price check on the Rusted Sulfite Scarab, this one goes for about, I would say, like 3 chaos. Okay, 3 chaos per piece. So what I did was actually taking the 3 chaos into the Scarab tab here. Where is it? Sulfite, Rusted, 3 chaos, okay? If you're not like... If you know the game a little bit better, just a tiny little bit better, you know when I have 65 of those for sale, I can probably raise the price from 3 chaos to probably, I would even say 6 to 7 chaos per piece, just because I am able to sell 65 at once, you know? And we all know a lot of trades takes a lot of time, so people are happy, me included, to spend more per piece, but having less trades in general. So whatever I'm going to calculate here in the end result, you can easily add about 10 to 20% on top of that as profit, because I am able to now sell stuff in bulk. But in these price predictions, there was single price only, although I have the bulk. Good. Let's go next to the Prophecies. Prophecies, I did check with the Excellence. Excellence is a program. I don't really want to make advertisement for it, but still it is quite nice. You can like add your stash tabs over here and then just... it will calculate the price based on PoE Ninja, but I'm not 100% sure if these price checks are accurate, okay? So that's why I tried to do as the least amount of possible with Excellence and the most of myself with really manual price checking. Although with this one, the Prophecies, dude, I don't fucking care what these Prophecies are. So we have about Excellence set, we have 743 chaos on this one. Then we're gonna add the diff cards. I did open all of the diff cards, okay? Every time I did had a stack, so these 1000 chaos over here, these are just not full stacks. So these are just basically the ones that are right here, right? I opened all stack decks that we found. I opened all the, whatever we got, I opened everything as soon as it was full and added it to the price, because I'm an old gambler, you know? I cannot sell a stack deck card. I just cannot. I need to open it. There might be a Doctor in there, a House of Mirrors, or a Gambler card or some shit like that. Good. And then we have essences. Obviously, it's going to be a shit ton of essences as well. Approximately 1,600 chaos among this tab here. And the last one was incubators. For incubators, I have to mention... there is dropping a bazillion incubators. You have no chance of actually running all of those. Every time I finished a simulacrum or within the simulacrum, I was adding incubators on my gear. And guess what? I have more than a full quad tab access incubators. So you drop so many incubators in there that you just cannot run them all by yourself, even though you're killing a lot of monsters. It's just too many dropping. I have like a full quad tab and half a normal tab of incubators as well. So that's why I price check with Excellence as well. So we're already having 120 exalts profit here. That's not bad, so let's continue. Oils wasn't too much. This is basically just like, you know, blighted oils that you're gonna find. Personally, I would not recommend selling them one by one. You basically just vendor all of these. Every time you vendor 3 of the oils, if you're unaware of that, you're gonna get 1 of the higher stage. So I would say basically the best way to do that is sell all the shit until you hit the teal oil, because the teal oils are actually worth quite a lot. With about 0.67, and then you still have the what's it called, the bulk price on top, because the Azure oil that's one higher is less worth than the teal oil, because the teal oils are going to get used in the blighted maps because it gives you the lucky chest or something. I'm not a blight pro, I'm just saying I would probably sell all of those until we hit the teal oil and then sell those in bulk. Anyways, we got about 258 chaos based on the oils as well, so we're gonna add those as well. Good. Next part, fossils. Holy shit, there is a lot of fossils dropping, dude. I have like, what did we calculate? Like 1,358 fossils, I think, somewhere like that. So you're gonna drop a lot of fossils as well. So it's always funny, if you're in the simulacrum and you see you're gonna drop incubators or fossils or what else was, essences, dude, the whole screen is full of loot here. It's insane. Good. What do we have here? Fossils. We're gonna add this one on top of that. We have about 1,545 chaos worth of fossils. Obviously, as I mentioned before, not bulk price, single price. Good. In terms of maps, we have basically, we found all kinds of maps. Like from tier 1 until tier 16, we just got everything. A bazillion, 147 unique maps. and a lot of beachhead maps on tier 15. That is based on the wave that you're killing, right? And we also have a lot of blighted maps that might actually be the next project, because it is still one of the end game grinds to do, like, I think like 50 blighted maps. So I might just run all of these myself and then just have the challenge unlocked as well. So all the maps, I was actually taking an average price of something, okay? That means for every tier 1 map, I calculated 0.20 chaos, 0.40, 0.60. The thing is, I'm not willing to price check 154 maps that are on the Atlas. Just, you know, every map has a different value. The majority of tier 1 maps are not worth anything. But if we go tier 7, for example, burial chambers, I do have like 40, 50 burial chambers. Still, I only calculated 1.40 in there, because you have to take an average of something. You know, it's hard to price check so many maps one by one, and, you know, like, please don't judge me. I just took an average of every single map and hired it a little bit so we get an accurate result, or halfway accurate result. I still did price check all the unique maps and all the blighted maps, and we have a final result of 3,621 chaos made out of maps. So we are already on 166 exalts profits here. So Breachstone Plus, this is basically, you know, all these enriched, charged, pure stone, they are not fitting into the tab here. So these here are calculated in the fragments tab, and the other ones here are calculated manually with Breachstone Plus, as well as the blessings here. And we have another 523 chaos out of Breachstones. So Breachstones over here. So there is only one thing left, and this is trades. What do I mean with trades? Obviously, I did sell a lot of stuff that dropped, whether it's cluster jewels, whether it's gems, and so on. With trades, I mean only trades that are worth more than an exalt, okay? So as you see here, I have 2,146 chaos. Obviously, I did not pick up 2,000 chaos orbs just in the maps itself. It was actually out of trades, like here, any kind of gem for 25 chaos, or a jewel or whatnot. These are all the small trades, but here I'm talking about the big trades. And what I want to mention here is here we go. So these were the biggest sales. I had Faded Connections twice that sold for 3 exalts. These are based on the, I listed them like from day 1 to day 5. So the top ones are on the first days, and then we are here on the last day, basically. So on the first day, I had like a Faded Connection, Discipline 21, 23. I had 2 voices drops with 7, so a total of 5 voices if you're interested. None of those were better than 7 notes, and as you see, on the first day I sold them for 3x90, and on the last day I sold them for almost 6 exalts. So in a matter of 3 or 4 or 5 days, they changed from like 4 exalts to 6 exalts. So that's why I have here voices 7 with 390 and here voices with 580. It's based on when I sold them. As well as Discipline for 190, Toxic Rain 130, then we have Vortex, almost 3x, then a Shafts dropped, Samurai's Eye. So we're gonna add another 5,453 from trades that are worth more than an exalt. And please note here, there were no big super jackpot drops. No Headhunter, no voices with like 3 stats for 100 exalts. So I can definitely say out of 60 runs, I got 5 voices. So I would say if you're running, you should actually probably get 1 voice jewel per 10 runs, somewhere at this range. I just ran them myself, so I don't have another opinion about somebody that also ran 60, so we can compare, was I just lucky or unlucky, you know? So I cannot really say that. But since we found some on day 1, day 3, and day 5, I can probably say 1 voices all 10 maps should be a thing here. So that leaves us with the total amount of 211 exalts. That's probably 1.5 mirrors of pure profit out of these maps. That means about 28,000 chaos made, and this is already minus the investment here. That leaves us with about 470, about 3.5 exalts profit per simulacrum, which means about 939 chaos per hour. This is the total amount of the profit that I had divided by 30 based on the hours that I grinded, 5 days, 6 hours per 12 simulacrums. So this should be accurate. So I don't know a lot of strategies where you earn up to 1,000 chaos per hour. This is kind of insane. And the average in 5 days was about 40 exalts. And this basically lines up exactly when I said after the first day of simulacrum, I could pay off all the 60 stones. So we have 40 exalts over here. And now we have 42 exalts per day calculated. So perfectly matched up. So there you see, it is really profitable. In 30 hours, I made 211 exalts profit. In 30 hours of burial chambers, I made about 120 exalts based on my calculations. And I do want to mention here, if you remember, 120 exalts profit on 3 days of burial chamber, 30 hours. I made about 140 exalts after I sold everything. And this is exactly what I mentioned before. And here is the same thing. I will not make about 211 exalts. If I sell everything, it will be more like 230, 240. So yeah, it is going to be a lot of cash over here that I personally don't even need. But hey, we did it for science, so we're just gonna vendor everything, right? Nah, obviously not. We're gonna stick it into the next build. We're gonna see what we're gonna go play next. Good. Final words of this gambling, or not gambling, science project. I would definitely recommend leveling gems next to it, okay? I did not do that. The reason for that is I'm a lazy fuck, okay? So I did not level empowers, I did not level anything else, but what I can tell you, you're gonna get a shit ton of experience. Means that all of my awakened gems that I purchased for this build before I started this whole project were level 120, and everything is now maxed. And I maxed them out at about like simulacrum 30 or 35. So you can basically, if you say like, hey, this was a great thing, I want to do this myself, you can actually level up to I don't know, like 2 gems basically, or at least like 30 waves per 5 awakened levels. So if you want to make some cash there as well, definitely recommend it. And now I'm just looking for all of these, because now we're gonna val them and see if we can make some profit out of those as well. Because why not? I'm basically done with the build. It was super nice, really nice to play. You can definitely, or I can definitely recommend playing that as well. So I would say, let's take some good old Val Orbs. We have like 6 level 5 gems to sell, and I hope that at least one of these will turn into level 6. No. 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 23 qual. Qual lost. Qual lost. Yeah. Definitely some loss over here. Shit. Great. This is dude, a level 5 non-corrupted sells for way more than a level 5 corrupted, obviously. And if it has now 15% quality, I can basically just vendor that shit, because nobody was ever going to buy that gem. Alright, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this project. Again, if you want to, feel free to subscribe to see more videos in the future, and we're almost about to hit our 100,000. And then it's time for a fucking big giveaway. Peace out.